Hmm. Oh, come on. At least if there are no other items in here, it should work. That would be sweet. Alright.
Yes.
See ya.
All these transmutation stuff. Would you ever use it? That's the thing. Because if you don't use it, there's no reason collecting it. Just clogs up your inventory. If I could use it though, it's just to improve the weapons. What I can do now is I can turn magical, normal weapons into magical ones. Most of the time. And the next one was re-rolling some of their abilities. There was one Orb of Augmentation which adds abilities on it. I think I need to switch the orbs a little bit more because they're... Ooh, no, look at that. That looks awesome. Alright.
The Mother of Death watches over the city with great interest. You have joined us just in time. Before you lies a great many paths, each walked by a different life. But each must come to the same end. Eventually.
Neat. There's just one
Fate
problem.
awaits you.
Where's the ladder? Like, I came up here, threw a ladder in the ground. It means you have to see the ladder somewhere, right? Oh, okay, okay, now I see. I stood down there. Okay, now it makes sense. And there was a ladder getting right up here. So there must have been one dude who didn't let down the ladder. Now the question is, first of all, where is that ladder? So I can... Okay, found it. This guy. Okay, makes sense now. So, Lani, who are you?
An exile returned. How is that even possible? And a Templar at that. Striding out of the sunlight to lay waste to our enemies, like Ramakor in the stories my mother used to tell me. Well, your divine intervention gave us just the diversion we needed to take this tower. So if you keep doing things like that, then I might have to start believing in the gods again. And thank you for finishing off that last overseer for us. I don't know what sort of mother could have birthed that land-loving whale, but we were lucky he wasn't here when we took this tower.
Who? Shite, I think I clicked somewhere and I just skipped the dialogue. No! Bollocks. Alright. So, too bad. I think I'm gonna... Because I was doing something else in the meantime. So why is there like lightning, cold, fire, and like... Wait. Okay, the pure resistance is 27 against one element. Or you have 15 against 2. 15 against 2 is good, but if you face one specific kind of enemy, it's bad. Enemy. So, what can we go for? Let's just go for lightning, because I haven't seen any lightning enemies lately. So, yeah, introduction.
An exile returned. How is that even possible? And a Templar at that. Striding out of the sunlight to lay waste to our enemies, like Ramakor in the stories my mother used to tell me. Well, your divine intervention gave us just the diversion we needed to take this tower. So if you keep doing things like that, then I might have to start believing in the gods again.
Wow. Alright, so, what's that? Yeah? That was a, second type, right? I think. Anyway, uprising.
We'd been planning it for months. Spreading the word, stealing weapons, gathering support. Utula and his followers did most of the dirty work. I just carried a few messages here and there. Should have known I'd end up like this when the real fighting started. In the darkest hour before dawn, that's when we broke our chains. And as many overseer necks as we could wrap our hands around. We took the Panopticon as the sun rose over Theopolis, and that's as far as we got. When you're up against cold steel and colder hearts, there's only so far that anger will take you.
Good. And this is general good spender. Again, 18 other stuff. I could turn this one into a rare one, maybe. All right. Orb of augmentation, transmutation. And then chance a magic item with new random properties. You can wait. The maximum amount for magical ones are 2 bonus properties, right? It means I need a way to actually improve on this. This one upgrades a normal into a rare item. Oh yeah, that one kind of skips that whole magic part in between. It's in, yeah, obviously correct. This one no scoring. Scoring needs chance, and chance is just upgrades a normal item to a random rarity. Okay, fusion, jeweler's orbs, alterate. Okay, this is where you could spend all your alteration orbs on, like reforge the number of sockets on an item, and the link between sockets on an item, and this one can then be turned into, where was it? There we go. Was it? Yeah, the orb of chance, which might even make it legendary. That's so strange. Like an orb of alteration, which I have an awful lot of, can takes 4 orbs of augmentation, but I could put one of these. The thing is, what do I do when I don't have any magical items? Iffy. So yeah, let's call to Tula.
Templar murders Templar. Not a pretty sight. But it was enough to get this sorry lot up and fighting. The Tormented One promised us a sign. You're not quite what I expected, but then, who am I to argue with Kitava, the immortal slave? He speaks through you, Templar. He tells us that we shall be free. Utulamakora is what they call me, and I have the miserable task of being chief to this lot. Well, I put the steel in their hands. I tell them where to stab, where to run, where to die. If that doesn't make me a chief, what does, eh? Blood isn't the only currency we need to earn to buy our freedom. We can kill all the Templar mongrels we like out there. It won't matter a damn if we don't get inside their stronghold, the Templar courts. Might as well put my bloody chains back on right now. Problem is, there's some sort of witchery surrounding the place. Only those who see the truth with faithful eyes are getting in there. The power of innocence. It's all in the eyes, you see. Yet blessed Kitava has answered my prayers and sent us just the pair of eyes we need. The ever-faithful Justikar Casticus. He's there in the control blocks right now, smiting my people with self-righteous fury. Find him and rip his faithful eyes out. Then I'm sure the good Justikar will be kind enough to see you into the Templar courts.
Whoa! Wall of text. Okay. Okay, before we do that, there's another person.
Unlike these assorted ignorami, I'm not surprised to see you here. The beast is dead, all thanks to you, I suppose. I was listening to the beast's death rattles when these lunatics broke in, wrecked the place, and dragged me here to tend to their cuts and bruises. Thankfully, I was able to bring some of my paraphernalia with me. The balance of power is shifting in your favor, O murderer of nightmares. If I am in possession of anything that might smooth the transition of governance, don't hesitate to ask. You'll find my terms quite reasonable. Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Rayclast, a miasmeter. I listened to those whispers for years, lingering beyond sane comprehension. And then the scream. Such profound agony that my mind was nearly sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you, slaying the beast. I was witness to a singularly potent cadence. This corruption, I am convinced that it holds the very key to our human history, and with it, our very existence. Yet without the miasmeter, I'm condemned to deafened ignorance. It remains in Piety's laboratory, as long as Utula's miscreants haven't vandalized the poor thing. Find it.
Alright. So, now, tell me more about Lani.
In contrast to the company she keeps, Lani has quite an astute mind. I put it down to that Oriathan education she's managed somehow to procure. Whilst quelling whatever resistance you might meet in this noble coup of yours, you'd be well advised to look to Lani for counsel. She'd make the finest of advisors, second only to myself, of course.
What is that sphere now? Is that a helmet? Or was this? What is this? Because if it's so heavy, why not just put it on the desk here? Alright, Utula.
Utula might appear to conduct himself with honesty and honor, yet has all the telltale signs of a desperate man born of desperate times. As the cornered animal will bite and claw, the cornered man will lie, steal, and murder in the name of survival. It's understandable, and deadly if underestimated.
And what about Justica Casticus?
I can't really fault Justica Casticus, a man committed heart and soul to upholding the law. Of course, law isn't the same thing as justice, and men like Casticus lack the imagination necessary to make that distinction.
And the High Templar of Avarius. Not of, but just Avarius.
Avarius, Innocence. I'm not sure there's a great deal of difference. Around the time I heard the beast's mortal scream, the newly appointed High Templar Avarius went through something of a revelation. The manner in which he speaks and acts now would indicate that he believes, without doubt, that he is some earthly embodiment of God. That's faith for you. It'll reduce grown men to the madness of infancy.
Oh, Piety. How does she know her?
I gave Piety everything. Devoted my life to her work. What did that thankless bitch do for me in return? Left me here to polish her beakers while she pursued glory in Rayclast. Oh. You killed her, did you? Likely as not, you'd have killed me too had I been there. In that case, perhaps we both got exactly what we deserved.
We live, yay! And the research you were pointing me.
Piety and I have devoted ourselves to the betterment of the human condition. As for our methods, Piety had a saying that summed it up nicely. Would you consider the feelings of the stones when constructing a glorious cathedral in the name of God? Casticus supplied us with slaves, mostly Kardui, and I put them to good use. In fact, I believe their participation in my experiments elevated them from squalor to splendor. Our subjects were able to give their otherwise meaningless lives to something greater than themselves. Isn't that what we all want in the end?
Maybe. Depends. So, the miasmeter.
Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Rayclast. A miasmeter. I listened to those whispers for years, lingering beyond sane comprehension. And then the scream. Such profound agony that my mind was nearly sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you, slaying the beast. I was witness to a singularly potent cadence. This corruption, I am convinced that it holds the very key to our human history, and with it, our very existence. Yet without the miasmeter, I'm condemned to deafened ignorance. It remains in Piety's laboratory, as long as Utula's miscreants haven't vandalized the poor thing. Find it.
Alright, done. Oh,
Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and
interesting. Alright, tell me more about Utula.
Few of us can say that we've devoted our lives to anything greater than ourselves. Can you? I think Utula can. Since the day I met him, I've seen Utula do nothing that wasn't in the service of his people. He's a smart one. He could have escaped. He could have sailed off to Namakanui and never looked back. Yet there he stands, our herald of freedom. I might die of this wound, yet I'd be giving but a fraction of what Utula has to honor the Karui way.
So, and Violenta.
I'd be dead right now if not for Violenta. I just hope I live long enough to repay her. And how will I do that? By talking Utula out of his inclination to slice Violenta's throat open. As far as I'm concerned, our pasts are as broken as our chains.
So, POE wiki. Let's just put that on that side. POE. What's it called? Path of Exile. So. Path of Exile. Com search. Where's the bloody wiki page? Ugh. We need to do this. Right click. And. There we go. Perfect. Aha! So, traders and stuff. Recipes, that was the name. Recipe. How do I make an orb of regal? If that's even possible. Maybe I need to make my hideout. And then I can do this. So, direct purchase from vendors. And then there are the level 6 master conversions. There do not seem to be any... wait a second, I think I don't know Leo yet. Who knows? Some chisels, some regret orbs, orb of scoring, orb of alchemy, orb of regret, chromatic orbs, orb of scoring, orb of chance, orb of alterate. Like, they think you get an awful lot of orbs of augmentation. You don't. Ugh. Alright, wait. Where do we get orb of augmentation? So, orb of augmentation, transmutation, scroll fragments, alteration, 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 augmentation. Item with 6 affixes, so it's a rare one. Note that magic items may only have a maximum of 2 affixes. Exactly. So... and it's actually very special to get one. You get a whole orb of augmentation, not just shards. They would be okay. Like, let's say you sell a rare item and you get as many augmentation shards for all the affixes, all the mods on it. That would be interesting to see, but alright. Alteration with physical damage. Oh. Like 8 times alteration shot. That's very, very quick and very valuable. Like, I could just like alteration shot. Alteration shots come from single identified items depending on their mods. 20 alteration shots automatically combine to form an orb of alteration. Some mods may give alchemy shards instead or in addition to alteration shards. So, the interesting part is that you do get 4 alteration shards for almost... yeah, okay, for a bunch of bonuses here. You get 6, 7, and 8, but you never get 5. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 for specific bonuses. But only at max level, at max level, at max level. Yeah, at max level. If it's not maxed out, you don't get 6, 7s, or 8s. You get a maximum of 4. It's not a maximum. Except for cold resistance, which is something specific. So, Alchemy Shards. What do you need to do to get these? Item rarity, the first tier mods only provide alteration shards. The first tier mods. What do they mean by first tier mods? It's okay, but what do they mean by first tier? Like the area you are in? I don't think so. Alright. Then you have additional alteration shards, max level, other things. Good, 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 good. Overscoring. Okay, a few mods give alchemy shards instead of one additional order in general. Okay. Item rarity and quantity with max level. What about item rarity? The first tier mods only provide alteration shards. What do they mean by that? What is a first tier item? Then we got that. Nope. Not mentioned up there. Good. So if I get the golden necklaces, so yeah, actually I need to adjust my filter to collect every golden item as well, so I can get more alchemy shards. Alright, now armorsmith stuff, I need to get the quality things. Same for the gem card. Oh, okay. So I need skill gems at a certain quality in order to get a gem carder's prism that improves the quality. But where do you get skill gems of a certain quality if you don't find them? When done for multiple instances of a recipe, improves quality, Carder craft stuff, flask one. Okay, so again you need flasks with quality in order to do this. I sold flasks with quality already. That's not good. That's actually definitely not good. I have to sort this into quality ones and not quality ones. These recipes require chromatic orb, jewels, orbs. There we go. Require items with certain patterns of sockets. Those can be either 6 sockets or 6 linked ones. 6 linked ones are divine. 6 jeweler orbs are others. Alright. The chromatic orb is already in there. I think these 6 orbs are already in there as well. But anything in between doesn't matter at all, it seems. Then there's identified. There we go. Regal orb. 3 times identified rare items with the same name, all 20% quality. Ooh. The Regal orb upgrades a magic to a rare item. And Orb of Alchemy upgrades a normal into a rare item, which is basically better. So 2 identified rare items with same name and wait. 3 identified rare items with the same name, and then there's all 20% quality. Like all 3 of them, or just in general they have to reach that. And then we have like 2 identified rare items with same name, and both 20% quality. Why is Regal Orb supposed to be rarer? Because we have to find 3 of these thingies. Upgrades a normal item to a rare item. Okay, then there's another source I could go, and this is 3 times identified rare items with the same name. So I have to find rare items first in order to do this. Alright, Orb of Chance, 2 identified rare items with the same name. Okay, Orb of Chance upgrades normal into a random rarity. Interesting. 2 times same name, which actually makes more sense. It could also make them normal. Those recipes require multiple items of the same base type. And you get what out of it? Straight flush. Normal, magic, and rare. And you get an orb of augmentation. Okay. To a specific item that cannot increase in quality, such as tools, spells will never yield orbs of alchemy with this recipe. Too bad. Normal, magic, and rare, all identified. So you get more orbs of augmentation. Then you have alchemy, all 20% quality, or 20% and unidentified. Okay. 5 orbs of chance is normal, magic, rare, and unique. Whoa, That's a lot. Okay, and then you can exchange full sets. Downgrades. Oh, Regal Orb. There we go. Mirror of Kalandra. No. Scrolls of Wisdom can be done from almost anywhere. Okay. Doesn't seem to be as much equipment. Oh, there we go. Now we come to the item production stuff. So Ruby Ring can be made out of an Iron Ring and a Red Skill Gem. And this ring does what? Gives me fire resistance. Oh, that's awesome. Now we're talking. 2 stone rings, multiple ones, different resistances, give me bonus to all the elements. Then we have an Onyx ring to all attributes. Strength and intelligence, other stuff, good. Then item, magic, unidentified times 1, item, magic, what? Okay, item, magic times 5. The components must all be of the same base item, so rings or something else. The result will have the lowest item level of all components. And it is lowest item level of all components. I have no idea what they mean by that. So you put in 5 same items in there, you get 1 unidentified magic item out of there. So it's kind of like a reroll on it. Interesting. Very interesting. Unless otherwise said, the item level and rarity of the item produced above equal to the lowest item level and rarity among all items required for the recipe. So it basically just goes down and down and down and down and down. So, oh, Hybrid Flask. There we go. I need an Orb of Fusion, Life Flask, and Mana Flask. Finally, we get into the good part. Oh, wait a second, no. Speed Flasks. I don't see a Speed Flask. I see Life Flasks, Mana Flasks, Hybrid Flasks of next base type, which is 3 Hybrid. Okay, that's basic. But Life Flask, Mana Flask, and Orb of Fusion. Okay. And you can get Orbs of Fusion fairly quickly, right? Like Orbs of Fusion was something kind of quick, depends. So, what about the Jade Flask? What does it do? Evasion rating? Granite Flask is the armor one that I also use. So you need a Ruby Flask of Iron Skin, a Sapphire Flask of Iron Skin, and a Topaz Flask of Iron Skin. And I don't know what all of these are. Could be anything. So the Ruby Flask is a Flask base type. Oh, I got the Ruby Flask. I didn't know that sign. But you need 3 of them, which is strange. Ruby, Sapphire, and Topaz. So there are Iron Skin Flasks and there are Reflex Flasks. And they make the Evasion or Armor bonuses, respectively. So, Life Flask with grants percentage of local flask life recovery to minions. Nah. What else we got? Magic Boots with increased movement speed. Okay. White Boots, any rarity Quicksilver Flask, and 1 Orb of Augmentation. Okay. Weapon with added damage. The component must be on small hyper flask. I want to make a speed flask, damn it. I don't just. I want a speed flask. I don't want armor flask, anything. I want speed flask. You only find 3 of them. Okay. Weapon with added damage. Weapon times 1 or weapon with times added damage. And Orb of Augmentation. Granite Flask. Oh, okay. Depending on the type of flask, you get different types of damage. Okay. Ring or Amulet with times Chaos Resistance is an Amethyst Flask, which does what? Chaos Resistance. So Orb of Augmentation plus a flask plus another item, weapon, armor, whatever, gives you bonuses depending on the flask, or rings in this case, and scepters kind of work the same with the additional rings. Oh, that's actually so easy. Orb of Alteration is very easy to get. Magic Scepters also easy to get. But then Ruby Ring, Topaz Ring, this is something you can look for. That's so easy. Damn it. Chaos gems, blacksmith, whetstone, weapon with so much increased physical damage. Bonus 69, okay. The sash, blacksmith staff, then weapon with 10 to 29 increased spell damage. Okay, the chain belt. Okay, the chain belt gives you energy shield, therefore it's magic. And the rustic belt gives you physical damage, therefore it gives you bonus physical damage. And then what else is there? Other things. Unique items. Oh, the Anima Stone. What is it? Can summon up to 1 additional golem at a time. If you have 3 primordial jewels, can summon up to 1 additional golem at a time. Okay. And another one. So you have to get 3 of these primordial jewels. That's interesting, but you need 3 of these jewels to actually get the Anima Stone. So you kind of have to find them again. Ooh. Okay, got a scorn. Whoa. There are nice items in here. Kingmaker things. Skill gems. There we go. Wait. Decrease level of skill gem by 1. You need an over scoring. Removes all properties from an item. And the skill gem. 20% quality skill gem is a gem cutter. And a level 20 skill gem. Is that the maximum level? The sorting gem will be the same skill and will have its level reset to 1. Doesn't work with corrupted gems. Okay, but you have to get them at 20 first. Otherwise they 20 level and then they can be turned into 20 quality gems. Then there's the blink and the mirror arrow can be exchanged. Okay, so there's a blink arrow and there's a mirror arrow. And the orb of augmentation and the blink or mirror arrow bonus on the other one makes it better. Sweet. Atlas of world stuff, progression. Wow. 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 The crafting thing is very complex, but I think it's not even all of it. Oh, there's also another page called crafting. I was just looking into the recipes here. To know what I can exchange to get something out of it. So, which is basically just a socket and alchemy stuff page, I think. Alright, crafting. Crafting. What do you craft with this? Crafting refers to creating improving items with certain orbs, with the help of masters. I don't have the masters yet. I could, though, I think. Alright, so, yeah, let's sell some items here. Let's sell this one, and this one. Oh yeah, we get some Alchemy Shards, because it has a bonus. It has a bonus. So, I get 5 of these and 1 of these. Can't ever remember all of these bonuses, which is strange.
Remember, we do this
So,
for freedom.
No shit. So wait a second. This was the wrong page. Alteration shard. Alteration shards can identified items depending on their mods. Good. The better mods, the better that stuff is. It will always be less than 5, which is not good if you wanna... You can get alteration shards from it, but what do you do with the alteration shards? Orb of alteration. Oh, there we go. Orb of annulment. That's also something. Sweet. Anyway, and let's talk to Tula. Slave pens.
Take a deep breath. Inhale the twin stink of exploitation and oppression. Yes, these pens and cells have been our home away from home since the first Karui were brought here by Marseus Lionai, their great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had, not that he was the only one. Captain Sigmund Fairgraves funded many an expedition off the whipped backs of Karui children. High Templar Dominus was only the latest in a long line of men to grow rich by trading in misery. Oriathan wealth was built on Karui poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Karui blood.
Interesting. Okay, now tell me more about the leader, I think.
Lani's a pretty tough girl for a half-blood. Her mother was Karui, but her father, a lord with a nose for island flowers. Despite that Oriathan stain in her blood, Lani risked her life time and time again, slipping us the information that she bore between the lords and ladies of Theopolis. Honestly couldn't have put the pieces of this uprising together without her. And she's a fighter. Struck down 2 overseers before a third managed to put that scratch on her. Don't worry, it won't slow her down for long. Not Lani.
Good. And Violenta.
If it weren't for Lani, I'd have cut that bitch's throat the moment I met her. But Violenta seems to know her medicine, so she gets to live. Until Lani is better. Then Violenta will answer for her crimes against us.
And what about the tower? Can you tell me more about that?
Overseer's Tower, this place is called. And you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs? They were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations. I can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower, to rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so.
And Kitiva?
Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit, the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tsukuhama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness. Kitava has learned from the suffering inflicted upon him, learned what cruelty is from his own flesh and blood, learned what it means to be a slave. Now he hungers for freedom, not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness and banish cruelty from this world, and we, his children, rise with him.
Interesting. Kinda feels like this Kitava dude is actually the beast in the tower. Like, wouldn't that make the most sense? So, Innocence.
Old Red Eyes. He's been quiet for a long time. Just like Kitava and Tsukuhama, all of the old gods. Now Innocence has woken up, and with him, power like I've never seen the Templar wield before. It's alright though. We slaves, we've got our own god looking out for us now. I can see him in the eyes of my brothers and sisters, smell him in the blood we've spilled, hear his call in the screams of the fallen. I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor do I really care. All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore.
Good for us. Now, Templar Court.
There's 2 parts to the Templar, the grim face and the spotty ass. Out front, you've got the Templar courts, usually the last place our Hatungos see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecued blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done, where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sense baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, sane people go in one end of that place, Ash and apostles come out the other. Watch yourself in there.
Okay, and Avarius.
With Dominus away in Rayclast, someone had to keep the wheels of oppression turning. Avarius was only too happy to take the job. It had plenty of practice already, of course. It was Avarius who led some of the largest and most crippling raids upon the Ngāmakanui and the Ngākura It was on his orders that men, women and children were shackled and shipped like cattle to Theopolis. And it was Avarius who spent 5,000 Karui lives building his Templar courts and his Chamber of Innocence. Who had wives and daughters scrub their husbands' and fathers' blood from the stones so as to preserve their purity. When you meet Avarius, feel free to exact a little extra vengeance in the name of Karui's suffering.
Alright. This guy, of course, has all the items I need. Whoa! And a glass blower ball. Blacksmith whetstone. Ugh. Why does it need to be a blacksmith whetstone? Wasn't that for weapons? No. Blacksmith whetstones, is that? Yeah, for weapons. Huh. Any quality weapons. I could try to make all of this a little better now.
You can ask.
Is there anyone else I can talk to here? I think not. Nope. So, stash. This one, before it's a rare item with new random properties, makes magic into rare items. This one, normal into rare items, and this one upgrades a normal into a rare item with up to 4 linked sockets. Okay, that's something special. Magic with more random properties. Normal into a rare item. Normal into magic. Normal into rare. Normal into a random property. Maybe I need to sort this again a little bit. Still a little iffy. Just a teeny weeny bit. Alright, now Chaos Orb. How do you get a Chaos Orb? Rare item with new random properties. Oh, what was it? Upgrades a magic into a rare item. Upgrades a normal into a rare item. Yeah, this is the better way to go. So, Orb of Alchemy. Orb of Alchemy, there was a way to get this, which is having item rarity. The first tier mods only provide a few mods give Alchemy Shards instead of, or in addition to Alteration Shards, 20 Alchemy Shards automatically combined to an Orb of Alchemy. And Alchemy Shard levels to gems. Okay. Now I could look for, what was it? The filter.